It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise.
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. I am your host, Davriel Gardner, wishing you a happy Monday on this 26th of February. If you can believe it, the month of February is almost coming to an end. I was thinking about that on my way here, and I was thinking about the fact that you might be discouraged if you haven't made those New Year's resolutions come to pass. But I have good news. You are still in the first quarter of the year. There's still time to do all those things that you wanted to do. So as we come to the end of the month of February, this is a great time to pause and reflect and figure out how to make this still your best year yet. I'm flying solo this morning. We're joking around the studio that this is the Davriel show today, which really was a childhood dream of mine. So this is Bahamas at Sunrise / the Davriel show today. Unfortunately, the Afro Groove Festival or concert was such a good time that Mark completely lost his voice. So he's not able to join us today. But we hope he will be back soon. But we have a great show in store for you today. We're going to be hearing about the University of the Bahamas' Research Education Conference, and we'll be talking with Kaitlyn Williams, the first Bahamian female to participate in Collegiate water polo. We'll also be discussing how prostate cancer is prejudiced against Black men in our Urology Care segment. And Senator Randy Rolle is here to tell us about the Tourism is Everybody's Business campaign. But before all that, we'll take our first look at weather with Godfrey Burnside.
This is Weather at Sunrise.
Good morning, Bahamas, and your first look at weather sunrise. High pressure in north of the islands will bring about beautiful weather during the week, stable and dry over the next several days across the islands. So today, we can look at partly sunny and mild, your high temperature reaching 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, a couple of clouds around, partly cloudy. On the cool side, your low temperature going down to 66 degrees Fahrenheit. And some regional highs and lows across the Caribbean. Barbados, 86 and 76. In Jamaica, 86 and 73. In Trinidad, 89 and 74. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 80 and 67. Across North America, Atlanta, 66 and 56. In Boston, 55 and 34. In Miami, 77 and 65. Dallas, Texas, 83 and 64, and Toronto, Canada, 46 and 38. As we go the week, that high pressure continues to be the dominant feature across the islands, bringing lots of sunshine and warmer temperatures by Wednesday, though temperature will be in the mid-upper 70s daytime, at nighttime in the upper 60s. That pressure up in your first look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Davriel.
Thanks, Godfrey. Prostate cancer paints a complex portrait with unique intricacies, especially for Black men who face higher risks and increased mortality rates compared to other racial groups. With me now to discuss this further is Dr. Greggory Pinto, urologist at Urology Care. Good morning, Dr. Pinto, and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
It's a pleasure to be here. Yeah, so I don't want to paint a grim picture. A lot of men are terrified of prostate cancer.
It's pretty scary.
I want them to be aware of it, but I don't want to be fearful. The good news is, although prostate cancer is the number one cancer in this country, far exceeding even breast cancer, it is one of the easiest cancers to treat. If we can pick it up early, the cancer-specific survival at 5 years is nearly 100%. At 10 years, it's 98, 99%. So when you look at it in the broad spectrum of things, it's one of the easiest cancers to treat. And we don't even necessarily need surgery to treat you for prostate cancer. So that whole myth and misconceptions that prostate cancer is a death sentence and we can't do anything about it, actually it's the opposite end of the spectrum where we can pick it up very early. In fact, we can pick it up so early in many cases where it's clinically insignificant. We can actively surveil you for many years, in many cases 8, 10, 12 years before we even need to cure you. And then even if we need to institute a cure, we can do it non-surgically if you want to. And if we want a surgical cure, we can do it minimally invasively. But unfortunately, yes, we have a very high incidence of prostate cancer in this country. And in many cases related because we're primarily of African ancestry. And it's found in many long-term studies that unfortunately men of African ancestry have a 1.6 times greater chance of developing prostate cancer than our Caucasian counterparts and a 2.5% greater risk of dying of prostate cancer than our other racial counterparts, including Caucasians. And it's very complex, but a lot of it is related to genetics.
I was very, very curious about that because I wondered if it was lifestyle related. I know a lot of the factors that might affect African American men in the U.S. don't necessarily equate here, but what are some of those genetic links between African ancestry and prostate cancer?
In fact, it's found that men of African Caribbean ancestry have even higher rate of prostate cancer than African Americans. So it's found that African Americans have a 1 in 6 chance of getting prostate cancer in a lifetime. In the United Kingdom, they looked at men of African Caribbean ancestry and 1 in 4 get it in their lifetime, which is considerable. So in our society, it's about 1 in 5, 1 in 6. But as I said, if we can pick it up early, you have almost a 100% chance of survival. Genetics has a role. So if you have a first-degree relative, a brother, a father, or uncle who has had prostate cancer, you may have a familial disposition where it may be a 20% increased risk. So it's not inevitable that you're going to get prostate cancer, but you got to be more diligent in terms of getting screening, which we need to do every year from the age of 40. So you always hear about PSA, the prostate-specific antigen blood test. Although it's not a very sensitive and specific test, there are a lot of false positives, a lot of false negatives. If you have inflammation of the prostate, if you have infection of the prostate, if you have a very big but normal prostate, if you're not emptying your bladder, that'll cause the PSA to go up in that moment.
There seems to be a lot of, I want to say discomfort or fear in general of doctors, much less, discussing their prostate. Encourage men to still pursue that.
Yeah, so the big elephant in the room is there's a connotation of, in this society and across the world, of men and the digital rectal exam, the dreaded, embarrassing, violating digital rectal exam. But in the last 10 years plus, even the American Urology Association, AUA, has advocated and endorsed the fact that the digital rectal exam has no positive role in just routine screening for prostate cancer. So there's a big misconception, even among physicians, that if you feel the prostate and it feels completely normal, that you don't have prostate cancer. That's a complete misinformation that's being dissipated throughout the society. We want to pick up prostate cancer where it feels completely normal. And doing the digital rectal exam really offers little to no benefit. In fact, all it does is cause thousands of Bahamian men never to go for prostate cancer screening. So all we need is a PSA blood test every year from the age of 40. And don't skip 2 years, don't skip 3 years, because something can happen in those intervening years. In fact, Urology Care Bahamas has introduced 4 months ago a biospy, a bioassay test, which is even more sensitive and more specific than PSA, where you don't even need the needle. A lot of men are also afraid of needle. Okay. So you can get top of the line, world-class prostate cancer screening, no needle, no finger, by getting this bioassay test, which is basically a little device that you put on. It's a suction device, draws out a small amount of blood, and it gives you a more specific blood test than PSA, which is perfect for our society where men are afraid of the needle and afraid of the dreaded finger.
I hope that men everywhere are taking a sigh of relief this morning that they can actually come and have this very, very important
No needle,
exam.
no finger, and very highly sensitive and specific prostate cancer screening, yes.
And so what are your recommendations? I know you mentioned after 40 annually. So those who are younger than 40, this is not something that they should really pursue?
Unless you've had first degree relatives where they've been diagnosed themselves less than the age of 50. If you have a high risk because of genetics, where you may, for example, have men in your family who've had prostate cancer, colon cancer, pancreatic cancer, particularly at a younger age, women who've had breast cancer. So men can have the breast cancer gene mutation, where, for example, if you have BRCA2 mutation, your chance of getting prostate cancer is as many as 8 times greater than if you don't. You can have BRCA gene type 1 mutation, where your chance of getting prostate cancer in your lifetime is 3 times greater. So for those select individuals, particularly in families where you have a high incidence of cancer, we advocate actually be very preemptive and doing BRCA gene mutation testing, so we can say, all right, you have a very high risk of getting prostate cancer. Let's check you every 6 months from the age, sometimes even of 35. And if we can pick it up early, your chance of cure is nearly 100%.
Are there any more, I guess, important details from that research which featured Dr. Marco as well as Dr. Burke?
So the first thing, you don't want to wait for symptoms. Prostate cancer has little to no symptoms when it's early. We don't want to wait until there's symptoms where it's advanced, where it's spread to obstruct your kidneys, you come in with kidney failure, where it's spread to the bones, where you come in, you have bony pain, or it's spread to your spine, you have lower limb weakness. If you're having urinary symptoms, which is inevitable as you get older, 50% of 50-year-olds, 60% of 60-year-olds, and by the time you're in the 70s, probably 80% of men are going to have waking up in the night several times to pee, not emptying their bladder, having some urinary hesitancy when they go to urinate, a weak flow. When they walk away from the toilet, a little bit of dribbling. So they feel they know they're not emptying their bladder. They even sometimes have to restrict their fluid intake because they know every time they drink something, they're going to be running to the toilet. Statistically, that's almost certainly more related to benign disease than prostate cancer. A lot of men will stay home afraid, okay, I'm waking up 5 times in the night, I must have prostate cancer. Likely you don't, but if you stay home, that in itself can cause not prostate cancer itself, but that can cause issues with renal failure, where because you're not emptying your bladder, you're going to have knocks to your kidney, you're going to develop acute kidney failure, which can lead to chronic renal failure. If you want to be preemptive in our society because we're high risk, reduce our dairy milk intake. Prostate cancer is very hormonal sensitive. So there are a lot of hormones in dairy milk. About 70% of cows that produce the milk are pregnant at the time. There's a high level of estrogens. So reduce your milk intake. It's important to get calcium, but you can have almond milk and other alternatives to dairy milk. If you're going to have dairy milk, make sure it's in limited supply in your diet, particularly if you're of African ancestry. There's a wonderful drug out there. It's called finasteride. It's also called Proscar. It can reduce your chance of getting low-risk prostate cancer by as much as 25%. And it also combats male pattern baldness. So you can reduce your prostate cancer risk by 25% and keep your hair. So there are things that we can do.
You're killing 2 birds with one stone.
Exactly.
And I mean, these are very, very important birds for men.
Nobody wants to lose their hair. Nobody wants to get prostate cancer. So a simple pill today can combat that, and that can have wonderful benefits to your life.
So it sounds to me like men everywhere, again, across the Bahamas, you have no reason not to go to the doctor. You're not going to have to go through that terrible digital exam.
As I said, no digital rectal, no needle.
No needles either.
Yes.
You have no excuse. You need to come down to Urology care and get your prostate checked on so you can live a long, happy life and keep your head full of hair.
Yeah, enjoy your golden years with your loved ones, your retirement years. See your grandchildren go to college.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
And thank you for watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
The world is changing, and your customers' expectations are changing too. Customers expect to buy what they want, how they want. And to do this, you need an online platform in the Bahamas that is flexible and super fast. Sapadil Solutions will help you to simplify the complexity of your business so you can focus on your brand and create an amazing customer experience. Give your business all it needs to be successful. Sapadil Solutions.
how important collecting your money can be to the success of your business. Start your relationship with Fidelity today so that we can show you the many options available to you with our merchant services. From click and pay options online to merchant terminals and e-commerce options. We're here to help your business succeed. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website at fidelitygroup.com or visit any of our branches.
Here are three young people who stopped attending high school and got disengaged in their educational journey due to the pandemic. Today, they are proudly taking their walk all over the place because they took advantage of BTVI's Smart Start initiative. All high school students in New Providence and the Family Islands can participate in free hands-on learning to improve employability, learn basic literacy and numeracy skills, and earn a BTVI certificate in automotive mechanics, beauty and construction trades, or fashion in only 14 weeks for full-time participants or 24 weeks for part-time. Don't count yourself out. Do what they did and enroll today. Email smartstart@btvi.edu.bs or call 502-6300 so you can take your walk anywhere in life.
Meet Leno, your bridge to the future. Wealth planning, investments, corporate services, trust services, pension administration, fund administration, outsourced accounting, and payroll. When you think of financial solutions, think of Leno. Local or international, company or individual, Leno can help. Our team of skilled professionals has the experience and expertise needed for you to strive. Your goals are our goals and our priority. Leno will guide you to the right financial solution with the knowledge, resources, and support you need. Give us a call at 242-396-3225 or email us at info@lenobahamas.com to get started. Visit our website www.lenobahamas.com for more information today. Leno, your bridge to the future.
Today we are excited to announce that our licensing process is now fully digital. Our new online gateway, the Freeport Business Portal, allows entrepreneurs to apply for a business license, track the approval process, and receive free information about funding resources. It provides support for licensees searching for available locations, wanting to develop a business plan, and so much more. Existing licensees can get access to free training and ongoing assistance from our Small Business Bureau and can request information about upcoming initiatives to assist their business. Our portal is designed to ensure that all customers can have access to helpful resources 24/7. It is our commitment to do our part and enhance the ease of doing business in Freeport. Visit business.gbpa.com to see how we can help you.
Meet Leno, your bridge to the future. Wealth planning, investments, corporate services, trust services, pension administration, fund administration, outsourced accounting, and payroll. When you think of financial solutions, think of Leno. Local or international, company or individual, Leno can help. Our team of skilled professionals has the experience and expertise needed for you to strive. Your goals are our goals and our priority. Leno will guide you to the right financial solution with the knowledge, resources, and support you need. Give us a call at 242-396-3225 or email us at info@lenobahamas.com to get started. Visit our website www.lenobahamas.com for more information today. Leno, your bridge to the future.
Today we are excited to announce that our licensing process is now fully digital. Our new online gateway, the Freeport Business Portal, allows entrepreneurs to apply for a business license, track the approval process, and receive free information about funding resources. It provides support for licensees searching for available locations, wanting to develop a business plan, and so much more. Existing licensees can get access to free training and ongoing assistance from our Small Business Bureau and can request information about upcoming initiatives to assist their business. Our portal is designed to ensure that all customers can have access to helpful resources 24/7. It is our commitment to do our part and enhance the ease of doing business in Freeport. Visit business.gbpa.com to see how we can help you.
Welcome back. The University of the Bahamas is hosting a vital international conference this week as part of its 50th anniversary celebrations. The UV Education Research Conference will gather Bahamian and international education researchers to discuss critical issues impacting resilience and advancement in education for the next 50 years and beyond. Here to tell us more are Dr. Thalia Micklewhite, Dean, College of Social and Educational Studies, and Dr. Raquel Barr-Edgecombe, Chair of the School of Education. Good morning, ladies, and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning.
So we have some exciting things. We have the UV Educational Research Conference, which is upon us. Tell us all about it.
Well, Gabrielle, we're so excited to be here. Thank you for having us. And all roads lead to the University of the Bahamas. This Wednesday evening at 7 p.m., we have our official opening of what we call AKA UBERC 2024. And of course, we're very excited because we have a wonderful theme, Resilience in Education, Navigating the Next 50 Years. We are an official part of the 50th anniversary celebrations of the university. UB turns 50 this year, and we are so excited to be a part of it. But more importantly, we are glad to be bringing educational researchers from throughout the length and breadth of the Bahamas. And as you mentioned, we're excited because we have some international guests coming in from the Great Harvard University, Georgia State University, Louisiana State University. They're all coming. They're excited to be a part of what we're doing here in the Bahamas. Of course, we're very pleased and glad that we have been blessed to be sponsored by the family of the late Hugh Sands, donated a substantial amount of funds to help us pull this conference off. And so we're looking forward to having our educational researchers come together to help us really strategically look at education from a research perspective. I think very often, and unfortunately sometimes decisions are made based on hearsay. We are presenting research, culturally relevant, local research on our own educational system. Our educators are coming together, and we are going to look at those findings and help to improve the educational system here in the Bahamas.
Your theme for this year's conference is resilience in education and how we're going to navigate the next 50 years. Why was that theme appropriate?
Well, as we said, the Bahamas turned 50 last year. UB turns 50 this year. And I think we've had a pretty robust educational system in the Bahamas, but we've had our challenges too. We dare not open that can of worm. We've had some challenges in education. But what we're trying to do strategically is, again, empower our teachers to look at the environment. They are researchers, all of them in their training, they've taken research courses. We are saying to them, you can research. You can look at what's happening in your classrooms. You can look at our educational system. And based on data, come up with findings that will help us improve the educational system. So we want to be resilient. We don't want the next 50 years to be a repeat. We want to do things differently. We want to do things better. You know that we're in a different age. We always say we're now in a technological age. Our children are different. They're exposed differently. So we have now got to improve the educational system to do the same.
All of that. Who are some of the key presenters, and what are they going to be sharing about during this conference?
So good morning, and just piggybacking on what Dean Micklewhite would have said, we also don't only want to focus on the teachers, but also on administrators as well. We want them to work together to create this change that we need in education, and so it really is a team effort. In terms of some of our presenters, our keynote speaker will be Dr. Ruth May Says. She's a daughter of the soil. She's a professor at the University of South Florida, also a product of the college now,
Yes.
University of the Bahamas. And so she's going to address our theme, resilience in education, navigating the next 50 years. In addition to Dr. Says, we have local presenters from Queen's College, also from the Lyford Key International School. Miss Zane Hutchinson-Dean is from the Queen's College, and also some international presenters and Ministry of Education officials as well will be presenting. Miss Sarita Clark, Miss Vanetta Davis, and Miss Ingrid Johnson. They're going to be presenting on investigating educators' perceptions of the process of usefulness of the grade level assessment test, which is very important. We also have Mr. William Fielding from the university who is going to be presenting on corporal punishment in the home and school. And of course, our very own Thalia Micklewhite and Dr. Tara McDonald, they will be presenting on science education for the future. Bahamas, assessing UB's primary pre-service teacher perceptions for potential impact. On the 2 days of the conference, which would be the Thursday and the Friday, we also have, for each of those morning sessions, a plenary that is planned. The Thursday morning, we will be discussing the blueprints for moving beyond learning loss. And we have presenters such as Dr. Willissa Mackey, who is one of the counselors at UB, Dr. N. Lyric Knowles, also Mr. Jermaine Butler, one of our local district superintendents, Mrs. Van Ria Jacks from the Ministry of Education, and also Miss Alexis Ferguson, who is a teacher, Miss H. Bean, and of course Dr. Turnquist, our very own, will be moderating that session. And then on Friday morning, another Power Pack plenary, the topic of which is faith and spirituality for lifelong social emotional learning and resilience. And on that panel, we have Miss Judith Blair, Dr. Walteria Tucker-Roll, Dr. Andre Cooper, Reverend Diana Francis, and Dr. Denise Thompson will be moderating that session as well. And I do know that we have the Director of Education on one of the panels as well, Mrs. Dominique McCartney-Russell. And so we're excited about what's going to take place, and we hope that our participants will learn from it, grow from it, and implement it into their settings.
This sounds like it's going to be a very educational experience, as I think is fitting. Are you anticipating both local and international registrants for the conference?
Yes, we are. We have about maybe 6 international persons, most of which will be presenting, like Dane Micklewhite said, from the Harvard University, from Louisiana State University, and also a consultant out of Georgia in the USA. We are looking forward to our Bahamian delegation, of course, from New Providence, and we invite the Family Island persons to still register. Registration is still open, and persons can register. They can contact us personally at the UBERC email address, which is UBERC, UBER conference at ub.edu.bs, or they can contact me personally, and we will send them the registration link. My telephone contact is 449-1692. Once again, 449-1692, and we will get persons registered because registration is still open. And we look forward to seeing our teachers and administrators and educational leaders at the conference.
Is there a cost associated with registration?
Yes, the registration cost is $200 per person if you're registering for the entire conference. If you're doing a single day registration, then it's $100 per day.
And is there a way for folks, if they're not able to attend in person, are they able to register for online viewing or not?
Not at this time. It's a face-to-face conference because we wanted to bring persons together. We've been apart during the pandemic, and we want to come together again and to really discuss and to feel and to touch and really just make those connections that we typically would at a conference.
Absolutely. So if you want the information, you have to find your way into the room.
Definitely.
And from the looks of it, or from the sound of it, it sounds like it's going to be a really informational, really meaningful time as we look for solutions for our educational system.
Yes.
Well, ladies, thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Yes, and so on the please don't forget to join us on the opening night. That's going to be grand on Wednesday
Yes.
evening. The Minister of Education will be there to bring some remarks. Our president will be officially opening the conference. And of course, we will have principals, administrators from throughout the length and breadth of the Bahamas. So please join us on Wednesday evening at the PAC, the Performing Arts Center of the UB.
You don't want to miss it.
No, it's
Thank
going to
you
be
so-
great.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much once again and for what you're doing for our community.
Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you for watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Alive Business SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Alive Business at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
My name is Georgette Sands, proprietor of the Nail Lounge. We needed an e-commerce platform where our clients can purchase products, and Sapodil has guided us through the entire process. Sapodil takes a customized approach to make sure that they give you what you need. They are cost effective in that you can get what you want within your budget. They offer a team of people for 24/7 support. If you're looking for a comprehensive solution and a partnership that pushes you to think outside the box on your online presence, they are definitely the choice.
African Things is your one-stop shop for everything African. Make a bold fashion statement with vibrant colors and intricate patterns inspired by the beauty of Africa. Find trendy contemporary looks for every occasion and enjoy custom tailoring. Shop jewelry, purses, art, cosmetics, and much more. African Things is located in the Dugard Plaza, Palmdale, next to McDonald's. Open Tuesday to Saturday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come get your African Things.
One thing, two things, blue thing, old things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right into the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Good morning and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. I hope that you're having a beautiful Monday this morning, February 26th. We are almost at the end of the month. I hope that you are making the most of it. I'm your host, Davriel Gardner, and we are having a great show here today. We had some wonderful conversations, some important conversations. First of all, we talked about the importance of screening for prostate cancer, and the great news, gentlemen, you don't have to do the digital exam anymore. You have no excuse. You definitely want to go. It's very simple blood test, minor needles. It's good for you. It's good for your health. It's good for your future. And Dr. Pinto actually mentioned there's ways to keep your hair as well from the medication. So you really, if you didn't see that segment, you really want to watch it. We also talked about the upcoming research conference that's happening at the University of the Bahamas and all that they are discussing in terms of creating resilience for education in the next 50 years. We've got even more great stuff to come in our second half. Kaitlyn Williams is here to tell us about her distinction as being the first Bahamian female to participate in collegiate water polo. And we'll also be discussing the Tourism is Everybody's Business campaign. But before all that, we'll take a second look at weather with Godfrey Burnside.
This is Weather at Sunrise.
Thank you, Davriel. Good morning, Bahamas. Yes, second look at weather at sunrise. High pressure now at dominant feature across the islands and will remain throughout the week into the weekend. And so looking at some stable and dry conditions with lots of sunshine and warm temperatures over the next several days. In the marine forecast today, Those winds easterly at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet, or the northwest Bahamas, northeast to east at 15 knots, sea 3 to 5 feet, or the central and southeastern islands. On Tuesday, the winds northeast to east at 15 knots, sea 3 to 5 feet, all the islands. Then on Wednesday, those winds east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet, or the northwest Bahamas, continuing northeast to east at 15 knots, sea 3 to 5 feet, or the central and southeastern islands. Your tides. You can expect a high tide at 8:52 this morning. Your next low tide will be at 3:10 this afternoon. High gain tonight at 12 minutes past 9. Sunset will be at 6:08 this evening. Rises more at 6:35. UV next 7. Your water temperature is 75 degrees Fahrenheit. And the moon phase. We do have a full moon. Your external look. High pressure dominate the weather over the week. Lots of sunshine, warm temperatures. The temperature time will be in the upper 70s daytime, the mid to upper 60s at nighttime, and expect little or no rain over the next couple of days. That was wrap when you finally look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Gabrielle.
Thanks, Godfrey. Tourism is Everybody's Business campaign is expected to unite all moving parts of tourism, reinforcing the importance of our tourism-driven economy to our domestic audiences. Here to tell us more is Senator Randy Rolle, Global Relations Consultant at the Ministry of Tourism, Investments, and Aviation. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
So tourism is everybody's business. This is a familiar campaign. I remember it. I remember the song. I sang a little bit of it during the break. But just remind us, what is the objective of the Tourism is Everybody's Business campaign?
Well, the objective of this is to unite the stakeholders, the importance of why we need tourism, why it's so important to make sure that in whatever field that you're in, as it relates to tourism, it's connected. It's an important campaign for us, and it helps you to understand the importance of giving good service, and again, always at 100%.
How many visitors did the Bahamas welcome in 2023, and why is that significant?
Okay, in 2023 was a banner year for us in tourism. We welcomed over 9 million visitors, 9 million plus visitors, and certainly from our numbers in 2000 and for the pandemic 2019, which was another banner year, it tells us that we're headed in the right direction. Certainly the Bahamas is a brand that people want. They're coming here, they love the sun, the sand, the sea, and just recently my team and I was saying the success, and so we want to continue that. But in order to continue on that road, we want to make sure that everyone continues to understand. And sometimes it's good to have a refresher.
What are the things that you think contributed to last year's success and will contribute to our ongoing success?
Well, certainly, we're thankful for the team at Tourism. Team Tourism has been doing an amazing job, led by, of course, the Deputy Prime Minister, but also the technical team. Latia Duncombe, the Director General, and all the technical staff at Tourism. We have a number of tourism staff here and overseas. Everyone's been pushing, everyone's been working. They understand the goal and the mission. And so with everyone understanding what we're trying to achieve here, everyone has been doing a phenomenal job.
When we use the phrase tourism is everybody's business, and people who are not in the tourism sector hear that, how does that apply to them?
Well, certainly, 80 cents or 85 cents of every dollar comes from tourism. And so even if you're not directly in there, chances are the monies that's being spent in your store or at your job is a result of someone coming here and the money trickling down. And so it may not affect you directly, but indirectly, this is our number one economy, and so we need that, our number one industry, and we need that. And so it's important that you don't think that listen, because I'm not in it directly, I still have to do my part, because one little thing can certainly affect the entire industry. And so it's the cab drivers, it's the the store owners. The other day I was in Bimini, and I went to a food store, and I gave her a $50 Bahamian bill, and she was like, I've not seen one of these in a long time. And so it just means that that same dollar that comes into the country goes a long way.
What are some events being highlighted at the upcoming Bahamian Musical and Heritage Festival?
Well, that's again an exciting event. That's in Exuma. I think that's the 15th through the 17th of March. It's always been a good show. We have a lot of Bahamian artists that are there, and the guests love it. They come down all the time for it. Some make it an annual event. And so what we have at tourism is a calendar of events, and that's going to be displayed shortly on Bahamas.com. That's the main engine for where we do a number of things. And so we're doing that. We're doing something in Long Island. Every island we have Junkanoo Summerfest. As you know, last year we did Junkanoo Summerfest on Bay Street. We brought that back. I think that was a very good turnout and successful. And so we want to now improve upon that. We want to encompass some of the store owners, the stakeholders there. So we're not just going to bring tents into Bay Street and sell authentically Bahamian foods and stuff, but we're going to get these store owners involved. I'm a part of the revitalization of Bay Street. And so what we want to do, like I said, is encompass more and make it everybody's business.
I love that. When you talk about tourism, an interesting segment of tourism is domestic tourism. So are there any upcoming exciting developments to help boost domestic travel?
Oh, most definitely. Certainly, again, we have campaigns going in several major islands. And a lot of the festivals and events are things that cause people to want to go to these different islands. And so whether it's the festival in Long Island, whether it's the Pineapple Fest in Eleuthera, that's something that people love. They're talking about doing the speedboat racing in West Grand Bahama. And so every different island, of course Abaco as well too, and that's one island since the hurricanes and pandemic, it's been coming back with a vengeance. And so signature events for these islands help to bolster domestic tourism within the islands.
Can you share some details about the giveaways being hosted by the Ministry of Tourism?
Well, there are a number of different giveaways, fly free, different rooms and everything. But what we want to do is, we're going to continue to give more details on that. But we want everyone to tune into Bahamas.com as we will talk more about it as the time goes on.
And I will put in my plug here that I am an avid user of the two fly free whenever I can. I've used it at the Cape Eleuthera. I have big plans to use it at other places. So I have to tell you that it definitely works. Can you give me any information about the Mutton Festival?
Well, the Mutton Festival, that's in, again, Long Island. I think that the date is the 17th to the 21st of March. It's normally well attended. Bahamians love it. They want to attend for it, and certainly our international guests love it as well. Long Island is, again, a beautiful island. It's a long stretch of beaches. There are different small boutique resorts there as well. And Bahamians love it. Like I said, international guests love it. Sometimes you want to get away from the hustle and bustle or the big hotels, signature hotels in Nassau or maybe Grand Bahama. And so that is an opportunity to see what the islands and certainly Long Island has to offer as well.
And finally, for those who are watching, how can they make tourism their business wherever they may work?
Well, again, knowing that it's our number one industry, and that the dollar that arrives from tourism trickles down, we just want everyone to take pride in whatever they do. Take pride in their surroundings, knowing that whatever we do affects the bottom line. And so, from the taxi drivers, from the tour bus operators, from even the cashiers in the food store. We know that these tourists can be anywhere. And so we want to continue to make it our business. We want to be hospitable and know that, we want them to come back over and over. Our numbers, like I said, has been historic. We've done well, but we want to continue to do even better.
Absolutely. Going to build a brighter future through tourism.
Definitely.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
And I'm happy to be here.
And thank you for watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
The Euro device is very affordable. It allows you to increase your internet connectivity. You are able to do away with the buffering, say goodbye to the dead spots. It gives them a much more stable connection. Their customers are able to view their digital menus. The establishment is able to stream. It allows for everyone, the customers and the business operators, to have a much more robust and stable internet connectivity.
Focal Holdings Limited is proud of its consistent growth and the financial success it continues to bring to many Bahamians who invest in the company. Focal is committed to ensuring optimal financial performance for its shareholders. Focal's leadership remains focused on superior customer service and operational excellence across all sectors. Focal.
My experience, it started out a bit rocky. They would call us freshers, some of us, because we, have no technical background in IT. But they really laid the foundation down for us, so we were able to learn the very basics first. And then at the end of the course, we were to the level of an associate, so we can actually start working in IT as soon as we exit the program.
One of the experiences I think was unique was the quality of the trainer. Madri, to me, and I think the others would share the same experience, is that she's a quality trainer. You leave the course knowing exactly what you need to know to build an application from scratch to finished product. And the foundation that she gives you is really spot on.
We are prime as Bahamians. We are competitive by nature. So I know that we are competitive with sports, with our John Canoe, but we can stand toe-to-toe with the world when it comes to tech as well as we apply ourselves. And I really believe that.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
Welcome back. Joining us now is Kaitlyn Williams, the first Bahamian female to participate in collegiate water polo and a student at Iona University. Good morning, Kaitlyn, and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you for having me.
And it is bright and early, and for a college day, I just want to commend you for joining us at this time, because I know when I was in college, I was not taking any classes before 9 a.m., so I was not waking up this early. But thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations on being the first Bahamian female to participate in collegiate water polo. How does it feel to achieve such a milestone?
It's good. I mean, it's something I never really thought about. I was just always just playing the sport that I enjoyed. So I guess that was just like a cool added bonus.
How did you get into the sport of water polo?
So a really close family friend was on the team, and they were like, oh, you should try it out. And so I did. And in the beginning, it was really scary for me, and I didn't really like it because I was the only girl. So I wouldn't really go to practices. I was really scared because I was small. I joined the team when I was like 4 or 5. Um, but eventually I started to like it and I showed up more. So
4 or 5, that is a long journey in any sport.
yeah.
So you scored a goal in a recent match. Tell us how that feels. Take us through the entire experience.
In one of the games, it was like a really close game. We ended up going into overtime. That was a pretty cool goal to get since that game was like back and forth for so long. And then one of our last games, that was the same weekend in the same tournament, I was able to like make a rebound shot against the number 8 team. So that was pretty cool because I did not expect that.
So sports, we know equally it's very much a physical game, but it's also mental. You know, it takes a lot of resilience, a lot of mental toughness, a lot of strategy. How do you prepare yourself to perform both mentally and physically during a match?
Well, before games, to like get myself in like the right headspace, I usually like put in my headphones and like listen to music, like try and like feel a bit calm, especially when you're going up against like the number 8 team in the nation. But I try not to think about it too much and just have fun. Like we practice every day for like a lot of hours and just like go back to what I know is routine. So, and I'm with teammates that can also help me out if I like need help. So,
do you have a go-to song to get you ready for the games?
I don't know, but a lot of my like pre-game playlist has like songs from home, so I can like just, I feel like that really gets me in the right headspace.
How do you like playing alongside your teammates?
So actually, like one of the reasons I came here was because I knew like a good amount of girls on the team. So I was friends with them previously, and I think that really helped me like coming in. So it's been a pretty easy adjustment.
Talk a little bit about your academic experience. What are you studying at Iona University? How are you enjoying college life in general? I'm sure it's a lot to balance with your, sports profile as well as your academics.
Academically, this semester, since we're in season, it has been a bit tougher, but it's very manageable. I'm studying finance and minoring in computer science as of right now. And so I'm still taking prereqs and like intro classes, and I'm also in the honors program. So those are like extra requirements on me, but it's been fine. And like also as a team, we have study hall. So that's time that our coaches set aside for us freshmen to like get our work done. So it's been pretty nice, and I've really enjoyed it.
Water polo, a finance major with a minor in computer science on the honors program, but light work, no big deal.
I'm trying.
That is really excellent. What are your team's goals as a collective and aspirations for the remainder of the season, and how do you plan to achieve them?
So we, in the end of March, are gonna like start in conference play. So we're just building ourselves up to that, like trying to get as fast as possible, like as smart as possible, like in the water, so that we can like do well in conference play and like make it to championships, because you have to qualify to go to championships. And of course, like our biggest team goal is to win championships. So that's what we're working towards right now.
What do you enjoy most about water polo?
I think like because it's such a small sport, like just the community that's built around it, like I feel like everybody knows everyone. And I think it's like just nice to go to like tournament to tournament and you're just like running into friends all the time.
Do you think it's fitting that as a Bahamian young person that you are invested in a sport that has to do with the water?
Probably, yeah.
Very appropriate. So you are, again, computer science No, computer science minor, finance major, water polo team player. What are your aspirations for when you graduate? Are you taking water polo all the way to the big leagues? Are you getting into the finance world, computer science? What are your plans?
As of right now, I don't really know what I'll do water polo wise. And if I do continue, it'd be more like just master like club, just for like more fun, so I can focus on like work and stuff. But I think I want to take a 5th year, and just get my master's right away.
I absolutely love that. What is your advice to young people who are trying? You know, again, you seem to be doing an exceptional job juggling a lot of things, but it's not always easy. What is your advice for students who are invested, deeply invested in a sport, but also want to make the most of their educational experience?
Honestly, I just say like try and use your time wisely, which was something I struggled with in the beginning and still do sometimes. But you just have to realize that like you have to get it done, especially if that's something you love and want to take seriously. You have to find the balance of both, because I feel like some things can happen where like one might not go as well, or like something comes up, like say you get injured, you still have to have like another route to go like in life. So like try and give it 50-50. Because one thing that my coach tells us a lot is like we're a student athlete and the student comes first above everything.
I love that. And are you proud to be an inspiration? I'm sure that many Bahamian young people who are considering water polo or just considering doing something different are looking to you and proud and excited about the opportunities. How does that feel?
It's pretty cool because actually my coach texted me, Coach Lottie from Manta Swim Club, swim and water polo, and let me know that we have like our first all girls team, which has never happened. Like everyone on the roster is all girls. So that was like something that I thought was so like crazy to think about. So I hope that I can go back and coach them since I have in the past, like, but it's never been like an all girls team. So I say just do it and try something new. You never know like where it'll take you. So I did not think this was ever gonna happen.
Well, you are making waves in the water polo world, in the Bahamian world, and I guess collegiate sports, and we want to tip our hat to you and say congratulations and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And thanks to all of you who are watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Ria Christina, and I'm super excited to be the new host of You and Your Money, a local international bank that has actually been closing some of their branches. It actually gives me an opportunity to share my views, my take on the financial matters. Even when we think about what's happening globally, we still have a lot of work to do in terms of having to educate business owners as to the importance, the economic impact, and how it is that we can look at improving the Bahamian economy. $1 billion. That's how much we spend every year importing food in this country. It also gives me an opportunity to have conversations, and that's meaningful conversations with thought leaders within our community, even having to see how it is that we can work together or even the opportunities that may exist for many Bahamians. So I'm excited to be here and looking forward to the great conversations that's to come.
A great show today on Bahamas at Sunrise. We got your week started off right. We talked about the importance of your health, particularly for our men. Go get your prostate checked. You don't have to do the really uncomfortable test. You can just do a little blood test. Separately, we talked about all the exciting things happening at the University of the Bahamas Education Research Conference, which is happening this week, Wednesday through Friday. If you are an educator, you want to find your way out there. We were able to talk with Kaitlyn about all the exciting things that she's doing as it relates to water polo at Iona University rather. And of course we got to talk with Senator Rolle about the exciting things that are happening at the Ministry of Tourism. The word for the week is tourism is everyone's business. You don't know when you're going to run into a visitor, and you want to actually treat your fellow Bahamians like you would want to treat a visitor. Treat everyone with kindness and respect. That's a great way to make tourism your business. Have a great week.